Vampire's Best Friend is a charming platformer that is as difficult as it is adorable for anyone looking for a very, later side of a rage game. When Vampy the Vampire gets locked in her coffin by some nasty vampire hunters, it's up to her best friend, this charming bat, to remove all the garlic from the castle and rescue their best friend. And what follows is a very challenging, physics-guided, as I said in the stinger, platformer. Our gameplay here is that the physics are very similar to that of Flappy Bird. That in order to move, you'll flap your wings left or right. When you do so, you will start gaining momentum, and you'll also push up. So if you want to fly straight, you need to fly, or you have to tap the wings at a very specific rhythm. If you want to just fly straight up, you have to mash left and right. Now, where the challenge comes in is that you have a stamina meter that you can see at the bottom of the screen. Whenever you are not attached to any ceiling or kind of huggable surface, your stamina will run out. When it runs all the way out, you will die or faint, and you will be sent back to your last checkpoint, which is game checkpoints whenever you are kind of hanging on a ceiling that is safe at all times. So if there's like a obstacle that's moving around a ceiling or certain parts, it will not count as a checkpoint. Your mission is to gather up all the garlic, which there is 65 in total, 40 is required for the basic ending, in order to win. Now, the garlic, of course, is set up in a variety of hazardous locations, and similar to that of Celeste, you cannot just grab it and it counts. You must get back to safety in order to lock it in. The castle itself is 100% handmade. There is no random or procedural generation at play. And there are rooms that loop, like at the far edges of each map, so it does give you a little bit means of getting around. However, there is no fast travel outside warping back to the central room, which counts as kind of like the hub. Our difficulty here is going to be on the higher side. Not only do you have the physics to deal with, but the limited time in the air is also going to factor in. And a lot of the challenge of this game is trying to deal with how the physics will be affected by everything around. When you get to rooms that will reverse your controls, that will act as wind that pushes you. Rooms where you have to move very fast, rooms where you have to move very slow, and many more. But yes, if you're someone who is not a fan of kind of like rage style or kind of like janky-esque platforming, this is not going to be the game for you. Expect to die a whole lot in some of the rooms, just trying to get from left to right or right to left. I would have loved like maybe a little bit more of a fast travel, because there are lots of rooms that are essentially points of no returns. Once you kind of cross that boundary or go in that direction, you cannot come back that same way. So if you missed one garlic clove or one little piece of it, well, you're going to do the whole thing over and over again. With the garlic always being like the hardest parts of each room, you're not going to be like completely losing time in that respect, but it can still be very annoying when you're trying to do cleanup and realize you have to go to the complete opposite end of a map through all the rooms that you hated doing the first time. And while you do get a ton of checkpoints in this game, there are going to be a few areas where there are no safe ceilings within like multiple rooms. So you must do them all in a single take, or you will end up having to repeat it all. And these are some of the more frustrating rooms for obvious reasons. As again, the physics in this game can be very polarizing. Just hitting the flap one extra time can completely change trajectory or give you too much momentum that will lead you into crashing into whatever. And you're again going to have to deal with this on a room by room basis. And as a minor nitpick, there are a lot of rooms that are built on local cycles of things moving around, and the game does not reset the cycles when you die. So this can lead to like moments having to wait for the game to kind of realign itself on each death. Now this is not a huge issue, but when you are dying constantly in some of the more challenging rooms, it can be a bit frustrating having to wait those few extra seconds each time, waiting for the cycles to once again line up, to then maybe die again, and having to wait for more cycles. All in all, Vampire's Best Friend is as I said, a charming game. It is not overly long. We played this on stream, and in under 2 hours, we got over 50 garlic for our rating here. And I would say that if you are a fan of rage-style games or very challenging ones, and looking for a short-form take on it, I would give this one a play. But if the act of flying, dying, and repeating over and over again does not appeal to you, then this is not going to be your best friend of a game to play. Vampire's Best Friend was played with a retail key. We took your game for a future stream and review. Does not involve bats, garlic, or cuteness. Please get in touch. If you did also play this one, let me know what you thought about it down below. But with that, thanks for tuning in, and we have plenty more reviews and game design talks coming real soon. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed the video, do the YouTubing stuff, be sure to visit our Discord and Patreon, and you're interested in more in my thoughts on design, check out my game design books.